Hey, welcome to a new episode of Life on the Civil War Research Trail. I'm Ron Coddington, the editor and publisher of Military Images magazine, coming to you live from the Palmer House in Chicago, where I am attending the Daguerreian Society's annual Symposium Photo Fair. Last night, I had a great dinner with Mike Medhurst, who is the president of the society, and Wes Cowan, auctioneer extraordinaire, American anthropologist, and the founder of Cowan's Auctions, which today is Hindman Auctions. We had a great time. After dinner, I decided to take advantage of one of the time-honored traditions of photo shows, and that is room hopping. The idea has its roots in the early shows back in the day, and I am very happy to report that the tradition is alive and well. If you don't know about it, if you're not familiar with it, it's a really unique opportunity. Basically, it works like this. You find out where others, the dealers and others are staying who are advertising their room numbers. So you can go by and get a preview and purchase items before the show begins. So it's a little bit, in a way, it's a little bit like going to a speakeasy in the 1920s, or at least it has that feel. You walked up to the door, you knock on the door, rap on the door a couple of times. You might hear some voices going on behind the door, and the door opens and you're in. You're meeting dealers, you're meeting collectors, and you're perusing images that are laid out in the room, on their beds, on their bed stands, wherever they can find a place. So I love participating in this tradition. Back in the pre-digital days, oftentimes this was done by word of mouth. The room numbers were passed along. Sometimes you would find a list that was available at the reception desk at the lobby, so you could find out where the dealers were holed up. Yesterday, a Google Doc was sent around. So welcome to the digital age. I could just look at the Google Doc and browse the list and see who I wanted to go to. My first stop was Erin Waters, and I picked up a couple of nice images from her. So there's really three great things that come to mind about doing the room hopping. One of them is, as I mentioned earlier, you have access to some really great images that others are not going to be able to see yet until the actual public show begins. So if you're a collector, it's a nice opportunity to get in early. Another thing that you can do is you have an opportunity to network. You can meet the dealers and your fellow collectors in a less formal setting and be able to chat. It's low key, it's relaxed, you can have conversations and talk about whatever you want to talk about. So that's really nice. I had a chance last night to meet Erin's mother, Carol, and some other collectors that were coming through. So that was really nice to put some names to faces that I hadn't seen before and catch up with old friends. The last thing that I think is valuable for having the room hopping opportunity is to actually be able to handle images. I think a lot of all of us, we are so connected online, and seeing screen captures and other scans of images on various sites is great, and it's wonderful, and it gives you a good idea of what the image is. But until you've been able to actually see them and hold them in your hands, which many of you do once you buy them or however you collect them, wherever you go to get them. But here you have a concentrated opportunity, whether it's room hopping or it's at the show, you can see hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of images, and to be able to get a sense of, how does a tintype really feel when it's in the light? How about the ambrotype and the depth as you look through the glass? The reflective surface of a daguerreotype, or all of the intricacies of an albumin photograph. So all of that and more is at your fingertips as you're room hopping in a very casual environment. So I really had a great time. And today at the Palmer House is, in fact, it starts in less than an hour. They'll be kicking off the symposium part, which is a collection of speakers. You can go to the Daguerreian Society's website and find out the list, the rundown of who's going to be up talking today. So I'm excited to participate in watching and observing and listening and learning at today's symposium. And then tomorrow is the photo fair, which I will be there along with my fellow room hoppers. So if you're in the Chicago area and you're interested and curious, come on by. Hopefully we'll see you. If not, we'll see you on another video. And until then, happy trails.